Duty bound here. Now I think I'm gonna try and connect this into the story about the that shadow demon thing. I guess this will be technically a part two. Um, Now I was once up at my best friend's cottage. Now I've known this guy all my life, since I was probably 5 years old. And long of the short of it, everybody, him, his brother, my brother, our friend, all were in bed, fast asleep. Now I'm alone in the woods, on the lake, right? So there's the small cabin, there's a cottage, right? And then there's a big old sloping rock down into the water. Now, and there's obviously surrounded by trees. Now the stars out there, you could see more stars than you could see black in the sky, and it was a clear night. And I am laying out on this rock by the water's edge, and I'm just staring. I am just awestruck. This is the most beautiful thing I could imagine, and it truly is. When you look out at God's creation, it is truly magnificent. Anyway, I'm staring at this particular group of stars. I'm not going to get into details on which ones, but I'm looking at there, and for some reason they just seem to have a weird glimmer shine to them, and I felt a drawing to them. And so I'm focusing my thoughts, trying to talk to them, but with thought. And I'm reaching out, and I looking back, I would say I performed a ritual. Um, I'm not going to get into details because I want to keep this PG. But there was some weird things going on, and some weird things said and offered. And the end of it, I had offered them something, or to come, because I wanted to meet. I asked for something, and I offered something in return. These stars began blinking, like they were communicating to each other about me and to me. And I was saying, I know you're real. I know you are. You've shown me this. Come to me. And they were blinking like that. And then I for some reason, I stood up, and I began walking up the rock, and there was a patch of grass that I was standing in when all of a sudden, boom, boom, it felt like something dropped down from the sky, and I felt this heavy bass, boom, 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 these vibrations being shot down, and I look up expecting to see something. Nothing was there. Like, so I legitimately, I reached my hands up, trying to feel for something. Nothing. I could see clear through to the stars above me, but I could feel the vibrations. They were really coming down and beating on my head, and it was going boom, 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 and then I see this brilliant white light, and I'm thinking, trying to figure out what it is. I don't see anybody holding a flashlight, but that's where my mind goes. I'm like, okay, obviously somebody from the cottage next door is coming to check me out, or maybe it's somebody that woke up and somehow silently got out of the cottage without me noticing. And so I'm following this thing, right? I'm following it with my eyes, and it makes this, it's about 20 yards out, and it's making this full circle, weaving in and out of the trees. And I'm thinking, this person's doing a very good job at keeping this light directly pointed at me without it turning or me being able to see them. It's very odd, but I wasn't blinded by it either. It was very peculiar. And by the time it made a full circle around me, it had closed. I didn't realize, but it was closing the distance, the gap between me and it. It was now 8 feet away from me. And in an instant, I felt primal fear. I was frozen, and it was just there. It didn't move. It was going all around, and then it stopped, 8 feet from me, and I was frozen with fear. I felt a vibration and something shoot from my coccyx, from that area, and up to my head, down to my toes, and up again, and I was scared, and I said, Jesus, out of fear. everything was gone. The light, the vibration, whatever invisible thing was above my head, if I'm assuming there was, it was gone. Needless to say, I went back into the cottage and went right to bed. I was terrified, but for some reason, I have always had a longing to try something like this again. Anyway, this has been Duty Bound, and I'll catch you on the next one.